and niggas was like, "Oh, I guess I'm not cutting it." I don't
Hey,
know. I don't know. Let
so
me flip this for us too, because that's
absolutely.
your name and that's my name.
Right.
Let's
Yeah,
get
man. Telling too much truth out here in the wrestling world, telling too much truth. Hey, yo, welcome. Welcome, man. Welcome to the show that the shows be listening to. Okay. Welcome to the shows that the wrestlers and the executives be hearing. Okay. Welcome to the show where we talk about wrestling like nobody else in the entire world, man. All right. And it is time for the first Black Champ podcast, and I am the pick. Yep, the P-I-C, Hacksaw, him, Duggan.
ho.
Where they at? Camp from the port.
All right, man, and I'm JR Bang, the VP, Barbershop Digital, and the DLC VP DLC.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all like, subscribe, download wherever you get your favorite podcast. Barbershop Digital is the home. And hold on for a second. Let me go ahead and get this out. I gotta do the shameless plug real quick. Gotta do
What
the
up?
this
You
is
might
the
be
work.
right.
Yeah, that shit. We're gonna talk about that shit in just a minute. But hold on, I gotta do this real quick from the Barbershop front office. You know what I'm saying? We looking for people, or we're looking to add new personalities on our roster of Barbershop Digital. So do you got a unique perspective and the ability to articulate your POV with passion? You're looking to break into the industry and showcase your knowledge and skills. Come grow with Barbershop Digital. Go ahead and DM the Barbershop Nat page on Twitter to inquire. All right. So we looking for more people, man. So if you're trying to be down, you know what I'm saying? Get down to lay down, Barbershop Digital. Y'all go ahead and hit up Barbershop Nat on Twitter and hit my man Scott Pearson with the DM. And go ahead and get that merch. You see Camp with the hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? With
it
the
took
great
about 3 months to get here, but shit.
Man.
Hey, look, this is a real show, and I'm sorry I'm going to cut Bang off right here, but listen, y'all, if you were experiencing any technical difficulties with getting your FBC merch, I just want you to know that I did too, and we make the shit. We we host the site, and I ordered this on like January 23rd, and it came Friday. Now, listen, that's why we give y'all free shipping. You know what I mean? That's why we do the best that we can. Hopefully your experience doesn't end up like mine. Hopefully you have a way great experience. I would rather have the worst customer experience when getting my merch while y'all get y'all's ASAPual. Okay. But yeah, man, cop that. Y'all, most of our audience is probably based in Illinois, Northern Illinois, or what have you. So it's gonna be a little cool. I was trying to get my hoodie to give the rest of winter a shot because it's going to be like 70 something out here in Tennessee by like Thursday. And I don't think it's going to stop until like December. That's just what it does out here.
Motherfucker, Broadway going to be lit on Thursday, fam.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's going to be lit.
Yeah.
But don't think I was going to say other than that. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, fbc.pod, fbc_pod. Lots to talk about today because we missed y'all last week. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of stuff going on. It was so much stuff going on that me and Camp was in the same city and was not able to link up because it snowed and I was fucked up.
Same. And I was when an extra effed up because I was like, I got to drive into like real snow.
Yeah.
Back to the hotel. I took like 4 edibles to the face about 7 to 8 hours before that. And I went to the dispensary to have something to travel home with. And then I started drinking mad Jack Daniels. And what was it? What else did I have? I don't know. But listen, I was in Linwood out of my mind. And this cake was getting devoured. Not the cake that y'all thinking about. A lady actually made a cake. It was really moist and delicious. Men love moist and delicious. So I had an incredible experience.
Last time I was in Linwood, I got a hand job.
I dig it.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Watching Dancing with the Stars.
Makes perfect sense.
Probably
.com for sure.
Probably the only full episode that I ever watched, Dancing with the Stars too.
You watched the whole episode?
Yeah, I went. You know, when you travel with Quat, sometimes you know you might end up in some great shit, or you might end up in shit.
Dang.
Guess when I ended up in some good shit.
Hey, as the great Frank Sinatra said, that's life.
Yeah, but you know, that's besides the point, man. We gonna move on, you know what I'm saying, from that part of the episode. But no, I watched NXT on Tuesday, and it was something amazing happened. I know that for my boy here. All right.
Yeah,
you know, Johnny Wrestling is going to face Grayson Waller at Stand and Deliver at Wrestlemania weekend before Wrestlemania. You know, day one, you know, April 1st. And, you know, he's going to be fighting for the honor of the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. You know, what Grayson Waller, you know, decided to pull up. You know, the Aussie, the angry Aussie decided to pull up.
You did.
To the Gargano home, the compound. And the fight ensued. Now, Camp, before I let you go, because I said, I'm going to let my man cook when he sees this. I just got to say this to the WWE. I'm going to say this to the WWE, y'all. Just for personal reasons. There's no way you can come back from getting your ass beat in front of your wife and your daughter at your crib. So I hope y'all know what y'all doing with Johnny Wrestling if he's really like somebody y'all care about. Because the only way you come back from getting your ass beat in front of your wife, your kid, in front of your house is a gun.
Oh, I'm charged.
And I don't advise that. Camp, the floor is yours.
Yeah! Fuck you, Fible. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Want to start there. Okay, good. Listen. When I seen the segment, the first thing I thought about was one of my favorite rappers, one of my top 10 favorite rappers ever in life, Styles P, when he said, and the sickest niggas out is the bitches niggas out. I can take him out the street and straight whip them in their house. And that's what I thought about when 5-0 Goes Wrestling was getting his ass beat in front of his woman and his baby at the crib. Now, I ain't gonna lie. When I first seen it, I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of all the I'm gonna pull up scenes. You know, Brian Pillman probably did it the best. Then you got Edge. I think Randy Orton had a pretty good one.
Yeah.
But honestly, after Brian Pillman and Edge, man, you know, the disrespect, you know, it can't get better than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, not Brian Pillman, Steve Austin. Brian Pillman handled the home invasion the best. But Edge executed the best one, like slapping the shit out your pops and just walking out. You know what I mean? That's prime time cinema that is Oscar worthy. But this one y'all know. Y'all been checking out the First Black Champ podcast for a few minutes. Y'all know this one was special to me because there's nobody I hate more in the world of professional wrestling more than Johnny 5-0 Goes Wrestling. You know that, all right? I don't like Great Khali's face, but he ain't here no more. So we're done with him. It's all about 5-0 right now. And you know what, Bang? I ain't gonna lie, man. He put up too much offense for me. He put up too much offense. I really wanted to see him get drugged down the stairs. I wanted both of them pillars to have a little blood stains on them or whatever.
He wanted him to get bludgeoned.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted him to slap a homegirl on her ass and be like, yeah, take care of him. Go get him some gauze, ho. You know what I'm saying? I want him to do some other thing. I wanted the disrespect to ensue and to really hit fever pitch. Because, hey, you know, I don't care how many cool Nikes he wear. Watching Johnny Wrestling get his ass beat at his house is one of the greatest things that will happen in 2023. Give him the Slammy now. All right? Give the Slammy out now for Grayson Waller beating Johnny 5-0 Goes Wrestling ass at his crib. But I ain't gonna lie, that kind of makes me worried about how the match is gonna go.
Oh, you already know.
Because obviously, I want Grayson Waller to go over. That not just because he beaten Fievel at his house, but because he's actually super dope. And I think he needs this kind of NXT victory to really put him in that separation category. Because even though I've been critical, semi-critical of the new class of NXT, I will admit that there is some talent there that is 5 to 7 year talent pool worthy. Wait, I might have the dates wrong because it's 2023. So it's about 8 to 10 years ago. Again, when the core that we see that's running wrestling now, I think it's a handful of those men and women that do exist in this year's NXT. It's like 3, 4, you know what I mean? Like maybe 5. And I think Grayson needs the dub, but to me, he forever got the dub for beating Fievel last at his crib. I will never stop saying it. I will never stop enjoying it. I almost ran it back, but I had to really get some sleep so I could catch the rest of SmackDown. I cut it a little short just to watch that. All right. Especially when I seen the photos. But next time, Grayson, if you want to pull back up to his house before April 1st, man, listen. I want you to be in the bed, all right, on some Pillman Triple X files. And I want you to grab ass and let them know, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I could have took it there. I could have DMX'd your wife. You know what I mean? I could have did that, but I'm not. I'm saving my energy from you. I'm storing this nut to bust you in the fucking mouth. That's what I want him to do. And then I want him to boot him down the stairs of his living room. Well, like, I know he got a staircase. Boot him in the face, let him slide down the stairs, and then drag him down the stairs outside and then pull off like a G. That's what I want, man. Fuck Johnny Wrestling. This was excellent.
Hey, man, I've been waiting on that promo for about the last couple of days. Look, I will state it again. You can't get your ass beat in front of your wife, your kid, in front of your crib. And to me, there's no way that you can't. There's no way you can get back at that unless you're about to take it to the street. Like we say, look, let me give you a perfect example, y'all, of what I saw when Johnny Wrestling got his ass whooped by Grayson Waller. Mind you, Grayson Waller went to his crib.
That's right.
This was menace to society. Remember what I can't remember what his name was in Menace to Society. Can't remember what his name is, but the dude Caffeine, rapper, was also in Players Club. When he went and was like, "Yo, I'm Alina's cousin." She said, "You got her pregnant," and Kane looking at him, and then eventually,
to fight over a bitch,
right? About to fight over a bitch, and then he eventually whoops his ass. What happened? A couple of scenes later, you see him come through with the black hoodie, with the run, and then a drive-by happened. Fam, that's the only way Johnny Gargano could get through this here. A drive-by has to happen. He has to go to Grayson Waller's house in Orlando. You got to let it ride in wrestling terms. And you can't. You look, they're going to wrestle on April 1st, right? That's cool and all. But he's not going to whoop his ass. It's not going to be a squash match.
Yeah, no.
It's going to be a back and forth.
Yeah,
when you beat me up in front of my wife and my daughter got to see me on the ground, G.
Your ass whoop, got a rake broke over your back.
Daughter, I ain't got no girls. I got 3 boys. So I know if I got my ass whooped in front of my 3 sons, they gonna look at daddy less than. They're like, damn, daddy got his ass whooped, man. Shit, I could probably whoop dad's ass. Get your ass whooped in front of your daughter? How's he gonna protect me? How daddy gonna protect me from what? Let me just call my mama. She probably a better wrestler than him anyway. Johnny, the only way that you can get over this match for me has to be a squash match. You got to go up in there and you got to super kick him about 5 times like you did with Tommaso Ciampa. You got to pull over the damn ring. It got to be the cardboard down there. You got to power drive him a couple of times. You got to get the ring bell. You got to smack him upside with that. You got to call Sean down, be like, yo, super kick this nigga for me a couple of times. That's got to happen too. Matter of fact, Tommaso Ciampa should be back from injury. He should come down there too. And he can smack him up too. Like, that's what has to happen in that match. And then you put your daughter's shitty diaper in his face. And then Candace be like, suck it. But no, that's not going to happen. It's going to be a great back and forth match. And you're going to win, Johnny Wrestling. But that win, he going to win. He going to win. Because he's fighting for Shawn Michaels. So we already know it's loaded.
Look at him fighting for a man, dog. You got a wife at home, but you didn't see that coming.
Right. But all that win in that back and forth match with Grayson Waller is not going to be it's not going to be what you need it to be when you got your ass whooped on TV in front of your wife, your daughter, in your house. Your neighbors saw you get your ass beat, Johnny Wrestler.
That's right.
Your neighbors was looking at the blinds like, yo, wait a minute.
Yo. Hey, the little white guy looks like a mouse. I think somebody's hurting him.
That Gargano? I'm definitely taking his Amazon packages next time. If the Australian can whoop his ass, what he gonna do? Because I took his box of Pampers. What he gonna do?
Aussie ass beatings on deck.
Like what is he gonna do? What are you gonna do? You got his ass whooped by Mel Gibson. You got his ass whooped by Lethal Weapon. You got his ass whooped by Heath Ledger. Russell Crowe. You know what I'm saying? He got his ass whooped by Nicole Kidman. Is Nicole Kidman from Australia?
You know, I think so. He got his ass whooped by Nicole.
Nicole Kidman taller than him.
Yeah, she definitely is.
She taller than Grayson Waller. And what? Johnny Gargano, that's when you got your ass beat.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you can't. Nah, that's the first time in wrestling I was like, I know my man Camp agrees with this ass whooping.
Yeah.
But y'all ain't did my man no favors. Cause me, I would have been in the meeting like, wait a minute now. Okay, if I'm gonna lose a fight, let me lose a fight in the Performance Center in front of my wife. She know I got get back. You know, she know I might get through. We wrestlers, shit happens. But I just got my ass beat in front of my wife, my kid, my neighbors. Nobody called the police. So that means that none of y'all like me. Y'all gonna try me for my Amazon packages.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all gonna try me for my Amazon packages. There's a bottle of Evian water right there that you looking at me like, I bet you if I take this water, he gonna try to stop me. Now I have to whip his ass, just like Grayson Waller did. That's what's
yeah. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Bet you didn't see that one coming there, bud, did you? Yeah, didn't see that.
Like, where was Dexter Loomis at, fam? Dexter Loomis pops up everywhere slowly, like a snake. He didn't pop up that night you was getting his ass. You were getting your ass beat.
He wasn't even in the bushes.
Yeah. But before we even move on from that, like, what are your thoughts? Like, so it looks like at least 3 people are going to get called up. I'll say 4 after WrestleMania. And that, I mean, we can get into a little bit of the day after WrestleMania type of call-ups and shit. Pretty sure that the loser of Melo versus Braun Breaker is going to the main roster.
Yes.
And honestly, maybe both of them.
I'm glad you said that because listening to their last promos, last week's promos, because they're going to obviously do a little bit more before the actual match. It made it seem like, yeah, hey, we out. What's this? However, this works itself out, like we out.
Let's tear the house down, buddy.
Yeah.
Because even the handshake, when he was like when Melo was first challenged, even the handshake was like, Okay, this is the end of NXT 2.0.
Yeah.
For real, because both of y'all going up. So let's just say both Melo goes up and Bron Breakker goes up. I think Grayson Waller is going up as well.
Yes.
I don't think you get put in a match like this. And then I'll look at, you know what? I'll look at 2 or 3 women. It's just that weird that the breakup happened the way that it broke up.
Yeah.
But Toxic Attraction.
Yeah, I've definitely missed a lot because I was like, damn, they broke up? Oh, shit.
Yeah, they broke. Like JC Jane whooped Gigi ass. She gave her a Shawn Michaels treatment, basically. Like, you know, look, that barbershop with no glass. But then you have Roxanne Perez, too. That's a lot of talent from NXT that will be leaving. So I'm very interested in how this may look for the NXT brand moving forward with, to me, their best talent leaving. And I do foresee that this is really the end of NXT 2.0. So I'm going to ask you your thoughts on these wrestlers moving forward on the main roster, starting with the champ, Bron Breakker. Like, where do you see Little Dog Face Gremlin on the roster?
Well, I definitely see him going to Raw specifically because I think that roster fits more to his style of wrestling. I don't know if people pay attention to things like that, but if you have a Bron Breakker versus eventually a Bobby Lashley, a Brock Lesnar, you get some real athletic gold happening. You know what I'm saying? I know what y'all think. What about Drew McIntyre and Sheamus? I was like, respectfully, it's going to hit different because they just fighting. They just Euros fighting. Like Brock and Bobby really know how to wrestle too. Like the other grappling shit. And then, obviously everybody gonna get their test of strength off on the Omos. That's gonna happen. I think there is a chance for Bron Breakker to get his mic skills up because when you gotta compete with a Miz or a Seth Rollins or a Cody Rhodes for just talk time, it's gonna force him to make him better. I think that all the looming questions or the big rivalries that we probably want to see Bron Breakker in, they're on Raw right now. So that's just the best place for him to go.
What about Melo?
Melo, I see on SmackDown, and I see him as an Intercontinental Champion for just as long as damn Gunther, if not longer, because, and I don't know how people receive this, but I'm saying this, Melo has the ability to be exactly what MVP was, but getting Shawn Michaels or The Rock treatment in the process.
Oh.
You dig what I'm saying? Like,
so basically, if MVP was at the top of the card, is Melo.
Yes. That's how I personally feel. And I think that he has the kind of matches that warrant it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I didn't realize how much of a groundbreaking character MVP was on SmackDown with the lounge and all that, because we've seen a lot of black wrestlers just try to do that. I'm the get money nigga from the club that wrestle. Like, people have done that a few times. And Melo's kind of done it in a way that kind of meshes him, Natural Butch Reed, and like just what black people enjoy about Shawn Michaels. Like, he's done all three of them. And they're kind of the same thing now. Like they're all one and the same within him. So that's what I'm saying. Well, let him go to SmackDown and cook, because even though we are enjoying the Bloodline storyline, the saga, the season continues, you know what I'm saying? There has to be somebody else to give us something to pay attention to on SmackDown. And hey, it might as well be him, bro.
Man, what you said with the MVP, Butch Reed, and what black people like in Shawn Michaels, and that bingo. But yeah. I'll go even a step further. And this, I know some people might be like, "I bang, you tripping," but I don't think I'm tripping. I think that Carmelo Hayes is the most authentic black character that I've seen in wrestling in quite some time. Okay. And what I mean by that is, normally when we get a black wrestling character, in our lifetime. Our lifetimes. It's Junkyard Dog, and this is no diss to none of these people too, but like you got Junkyard Dog, you know, who's got thump on his ass and he's headbutting people. You got Coco Beware that's dancing around with a bird. You have one of my favorite black characters at Bad News Brown, who, you know, is a loner, basically. That felt authentic too. Never met Bad News Brown a day in my life, but that felt like I don't like none of y'all. Yeah. And I'll whoop y'all ass. Go ask Andre the Giant how I step to folks. Mr. Hughes, even though I liked Mr. Hughes, when you look back, he was a henchman for white niggas. Like he was a henchman for white niggas at the end of the day. Like you need some protection from a black wrestler. Look no further than Mr. Hughes. He's gonna beat that nigga's ass. Like just like Ron Simmons. They made him like they turned him to all American and shit. Yeah. Butch Reed with the without the blonde hair, like he just felt like Butch Reed looks like he called people jive turkeys. Iceman King Parsons felt authentic too, because Iceman King Parsons feel like he was a gang member and still was while he was wrestling. They called them wrestling folks. Like Iceman King Parsons looked like at the end of matches, he'd be like, on GD, I'll fuck you up. Right. And he probably say that in the ring too. On Larry, if you don't let me get this clothesline off, I'm gonna beat your ass.
I only put on Larry super serious.
Oh, in the ring. Iceman King Parsons look like in the ring when they're calling moves, and the wrestler be like, no clothesline right now. If you don't let me get this clothesline off right now, Larry, I'm gonna fuck you up in the back. That's what Iceman King Parsons look like, fam. Oh, skipping all of the black wrestlers, that Shelton Benjamin, R-Truth, even MVP a little bit, you know, all that stuff. When I saw Mello in the barbershop and how they were like getting down and everything, it just felt authentic for this day and age. And don't change that, WWE, at all, like one bit, because I think that Mello is going to be the next black wrestler that when because every black, like a lot of black people don't watch NXT. Let's be real.
Yeah, for sure.
We watch Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views. Yeah. So when he gets in front of a bigger audience and younger black kids and black people in general see Mello, I think they're going to look at Mello and be like, hey, yo, that's the one. And not saying that all of these people are not authentic, because I think Bobby Lashley is authentic to himself. I think that Cedric is and all of that stuff. But some of these wrestlers, you got to look at how we came to know them.
Right, exactly.
And I don't think how some of these wrestlers we came to know was at their most authentic self. And then for some of the wrestlers that came in the late 90s, early 2000s, they had to deal with us looking at wrestlers like Coco Beware and Junkyard Dog and be like, man, is he gonna be like that or is he gonna be like that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're always afraid of the black wrestlers shucking and jiving. We're always afraid of that. When Ahmed Johnson came in, that was the closest to, at the time, Ahmed Johnson was the closest to a black wrestler where we was like, yo, he even come from Pearl River, Mississippi. Right. I don't know where Pearl River at, but I know it's in Mississippi.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We all got somebody black from Mississippi in our family.
There we go. And you know, he won the Intercontinental Championship, and it was like, boom, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then you also have like, you know, the Godfather and shit. Like, I love the Godfather character. But pimping when you look back, it's like, yo, having a black dude pimping hoes in 1999, it was cool in 1999. But then when you 40, you like, damn, they really had a pimp on TV.
Yeah, with white hoes.
With white hoes. Like, yeah, it was like white and Latino hoes. You very rarely saw a black hoe. And I'm cool with that. Maybe Godfather was like, no, we got to have a black hoe limit. Right, maybe there was a black hoe limit. And he was like, everybody else got to be white and Hispanic.
Yeah. He's like, I don't need a bunch of black hoes. That's going to send the wrong message.
Right, it's
But
gonna
these
send the
white
wrong
hoes,
message.
like these white hoes gonna kill in Sioux Falls, Iowa.
Right,
Like,
and
you gotta let me know.
what's crazy is I don't think nobody has ever asked him that question. I don't think nobody's ever asked the Godfather that question. Like, the majority of your hoes was white, fam. Was that by design?
Right. Like,
Or did you think like, yo, that's gonna send the wrong message? Get back to us. Get back to us, Godfather, because
ask the FBC POV,
right,
man.
the black community, might not wonder that in 1999, but as we all get older, we like, oh, it sure wasn't a lot of black hoes with the Godfather, and I think we cool with that.
Right.
I digress. But I think Melo feels like very authentic to this day and age today. Even though he's like in the news right now for a lot of worse reasons, depending on how you feel about certain things. But it feels like Melo is wrestling's Ja Morant.
Yeah, I get you.
Right?
Should they they got the same trajectory.
Yeah, just don't be on Instagram with a little 22. Like, just don't do that.
What are you gonna do with that, fam?
Right. But that and I forgot who it was. I think it was Bomani Jones. He had laid something out about like how the NBA needs Ja Morant, right? Just like, look at all of the superstars. The biggest superstars other than LeBron James and KD are European.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And then right, and then you got LeBron James and KD who are older. Steph Curry, who's older. They're 35, 34, 30, 34, 35 and up. Zayn Williamson is hurt often.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Ja Morant is really the biggest young American star. So to put that in wrestling terms, we still living off the rock in some cases.
Yeah, facts.
Our truth is, he's a comedy character, right? You got the Hurt Business, and that's why everybody keep trying to put, Melo in the Hurt Business, and I disagree with that. Yeah. I think Melo needs to be the good part of Ja Morant, saying that we've seen on the floor. We need the Ja Morant we need on the floor to be Melo, because as Ja Morant right now is the biggest, youngest Black American star in basketball, I foresee that for Melo on the main roster. He's cool enough that the white fans could gravitate, and he is authentic enough that the Black fans are going to see and be like, hey, yo, who is that?
Right.
And even the older fans, when they see him, like, they're going to be like, oh, shit, okay, he talk like us.
Yeah. Hey, and not for nothing, and it's no disrespect to these brothers, but Melo joining the Hurt Business actually buries him. Because you're giving a young star the unfortunate opportunity to carry a bunch of people that will never be hotter than him. You know what I'm saying? With the exception of maybe Bobby Lashley amongst white audience.
Yeah. Bobby Lashley is the only one.
Yeah, but it's like, sometimes, and again, that's why I said when I said about him earlier, sometimes when you got the black guy in wrestling that can really take it there, you gotta let him be a standalone act. I mean, hey, look, 1995, 96, Vince McMahon believed in Ahmed Johnson. Like, he believed in him. I think that's very important to just put out there. Like, and he was gonna get The Rock, and he still believed in Ahmed Johnson. What's not to believe in Carmelo Hayes?
Hey, it's everything to believe in him, in my opinion. So much,
and that's
so
why
that
he don't need no factions. He don't need no tag teams.
He don't need no tag. Look, him and Trick, like I said this on the show before, and I say it again. Trick is this generation Slick. That's what he is. I don't need to see Trick in the ring doing shit else.
Word.
But being a manager. But for this generation, everything from his antics to his facial impressions, trying to get his wrestler over to taking this bump for him. Like, he's this generation Slick to me. And then you got Melo, who is just electric in the ring. And his entrances are just as electric. Don't touch it. Right. Tweak it here and there as he gets older and stuff, but don't touch it. That man to me is magic, and I don't need Bobby Lashley to be Triple H and Melo to be Randy Orton to get him over. Man. I do believe that you put Melo in the ring with anybody, including Bobby Lashley, you're going to get a star. Absolutely. And I do believe when we look at WrestleMania 41, 42, that man is going to main event his first WrestleMania by WrestleMania 42. I believe that strongly in what we have with that man right there. Just don't get him to the main roster and try to change him to Ernest the Cat Miller.
Right, yeah, please don't.
Like, don't.
I respect the Ernest, but nah.
Respect it. Don't try to change. Don't try to move him up and him to be like New Day-ish. Nah, fam. We need that black hockey heel that is for this generation. Yeah, for this generation. We don't have the black cocky heel for this generation. Right. Melo is the black cocky heel for everybody that's going to be coming up and watching wrestling for the next 15 years. Sure. I stand on that. And even when he turned face after he's healed, the explosion that man going to get, because Melo don't miss. Let's go to the ladies real quick. What do you see with Toxic Attraction?
Man, now that they're not a team, I kind of just sense danger, to be honest with you. I get why they do it, I guess, to a degree, but I'm not a fan of it because, to me, that was your women's tag team champions right there to restore some real credibility to it. And if you really just look at the women's roster, the reason why I personally don't believe in there being any singles women's wrestlers that could or even should get called up is because Rhea Ripley's in everybody's way. They're really trying to get Liv over again and get her something. And now they still haven't done what they needed to do with Raquel Rodriguez. So with those three women in the way, we ain't talked about Bayley, Becky, Charlotte, and Bianca. What is it for y'all to do? Oh, Asuka, because she's back. Like, it's unfortunate for the women because there is only 3 titles for them to have, and now they're giving them to the legends. So, and it's not, and I'm not saying that Toxic Attraction, solo or together, shouldn't or couldn't cut it on either Raw or SmackDown because they can't. So I think they even proved it last year, if you're asking me personally. Yeah. But I don't see that happening for them right after WrestleMania season because, again, they haven't flipped the Alexa Bliss switch yet. So now we're at 9. We're at 9 women viably in just the women trying to get up to NXT's way. Never mind how they already been in Dana Brooks' way. Never mind how they've been in Natty's way. And Tegan Knox's way. And Shotzi's way. So, like, you know what I mean?
Well,
I think make NXT all you can make it.
Hey, man, a couple of them chicks that you ain't gonna get future endeavor. So it is what it is. Now,
facts.
Toxic Attraction, I do think when the breakup happened, I was like, all right, what y'all doing here? Mm-hmm. What y'all doing here, Jack? Because I do see them as the uncrowned WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Mm-hmm. That's just me. And put Sonya Deville with them. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be like, it was with Mandy. You know what I'm saying? But I also don't think Mandy's really done with the WWE too. Like, I don't that shit for what happened to happen, the shit ended too amicably.
Yeah.
For me to believe like Mandy Rose is gonna be done completely with the WWF. She's gonna WWE. She's gonna maximize that money and then she'll be like, I'll come back.
Yeah, Vince ain't come on. Vince know how to use a blind when he need to use a blind.
You know what I'm saying? But
ain't no way he let that one just slide.
But I'm interested in Roxanne Perez. I am interested in her because she could wrestle her ass off. Mm-hmm. And she has that great underdog type of character. Mm-hmm. That, if you were to future endeavor a couple of women, she can be something, right? So I look at her as somebody that, on the main roster, she does not have to be a champion. Like, she does not have to, go right after the championship as soon as she gets called up, which I think it'd be a mistake for some women that they put on some women, where they give them the bet, like they call them up and then it's like, yo, I'm wrestling for the title. No, you ain't got to do that. I do think how John Cena was when he was called up. That's how I see Roxanne Perez, not necessarily, with the trials and tribulations that John Cena went through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like that person that could get challenged by Charlotte can say, yo, I want to open challenge somebody who's never won the title. And you think of a Raquel Rodriguez or a Shotzi or Dana Brooke get called up. You thinking one of them is going to get called into the ring, but no, it's Roxanne Perez. And Charlotte like, who is this bitch?
Right.
I don't even know you from NXT, fam. Like, who are you? And then she said, I'm Roxanne, and then, they have a great match. Charlotte wins, but Charlotte be like, you know what? I respect Shorty. And then, next week they be like, yeah, coming up next, great after a great match is Roxanne Perez, some shit like that.
Right.
But then after that, I think it's like, I think with Dragon Lee coming from Mexico to go to NXT, I think we're back to at every main event, we're going to see somebody somewhere else in the indies or in one of these smaller major promotions that end up coming back to the WWE or come to the WWE, and they're going to make their way through NXT. We're going to start seeing that again. Well, we've already started seeing it again because Dragon Lee popped up on NXT in the crowd, and it was like, yeah, saying, look who's here, it's Dragon Lee. Like, so we're gonna start getting that back. I foresee like they're gonna really remove the In Living Color shit out of the Capitol Wrestling Center and all of that shit. And we're gonna
RP
get
Heavy
back,
D.
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get back to all of that shit. All right. Let's talk about what y'all been waiting for, fam.
Yeah.
We missed
It's been a minute.
We missed the super kick, y'all. We missed it. We missed talking to y'all about the super kick that we told y'all was going to happen anyway. So we ain't really got to go deep into that. We told y'all, if that man don't super kick him on Monday, throw all this shit away. However, Friday, we saw the emotional reunion.
Yeah.
Of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The warm embrace at the end of SmackDown. And them staring down the Usos, which we're 2 weeks away from WrestleMania now. So might as well go ahead and lock that in. The Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the undisputed tag team championships of the world. But let's go to the reunion first, Camp.
Okay.
How did you feel about it, really?
Man, the reunion was anti everything I love about the Kevin Owens character. I'm going to start there.
Okay.
Because I love how he quadrupled down, double or nothing. Nah, fam, I'm good. And I'm going to pull off and my smooth green. Was that a Mustang? Was that a Camaro? I forget. I don't know.
I think it was a Mustang.
Mustang. And I was like, yo, I mess with this. But you know what? When he pulled off, I was like, oh, he'll be back. He'll be back. I was like, and that kind of pisses me off. but the reunion, see, my problem with the reunion is this. Because we're going on about a whole decade of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn only being friends in real life. Like Kevin Steen and whatever Sammy's real name is, because I don't know it. I know they friends when they go to the crib, like when they go home and they kids in the park together. But in wrestling, they're not friends. Like they not Shawn and Diesel. They not Hall and Nash. They're not even the big boss man and our king. Not in wrestling. So
you know who they are in wrestling?
Yeah.
They're Hulk Hogan and Macho Man.
I was going to say, I would think it's them, but no.
I'm going to tell you why. I get what you're saying. I'm going to tell you why I disagree. I'm going to tell you why I disagree. Because Hulk Hogan turned on Macho Man. Y'all heard what I said, right?
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan turned on Macho Man because of ambition and a bitch. Yeah, he wanted his belt back, and he wanted the hoe too. Macho Man fought for, you know what I'm saying, his belt and his pride because Hulk Hogan tried to take it in one night. You know what I'm saying? Anytime that they beefed, it's been amplified, very personal, and something's been attached to it. That's why I say they're Macho Man and Hulk Hogan for this day. Like, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a couple of people that was talking about NBA comparisons. And somebody said, as far as like game playing type of the players that's in the NBA today, Kawhi Leonard is the comparison for Michael Jordan about how he plays things of that nature as a shooting guard.
I get what they're saying.
And I get what they're saying. They're not talking about greatest of all time. They're talking about play style and all of that shit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's what they are to me. Like, they're not greatest of all time and shit like that. They're not that. But what they are is the equivalent to how it's been done throughout these dudes' career when they stop fucking with one another.
Right.
Because you're right. Those two are the best case scenario of frenemies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like, they were friends. Look, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn has been friends and enemies since Ring of Honor.
Right. What's been happening?
So all they did was take everything that was going on in Ring of Honor and bringing it over here.
Yeah.
What I did not like about that shit is them dudes did not need the hug.
No, well, see, now I disagree with you. I feel they had to because, hey, the way I was raised, they're not friends. They're not the way I was raised.
But see, that's why I don't think they needed a hug, because they're not friends. They're frenemies.
No, I get you.
They've been frenemies.
But you know,
they've been frenemies since Kevin Owens' first night in the company.
Thank you.
He won his match. Sami Zayn won the belt, and he beat his ass.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. So look, POE, pop over everything. Because Sami is the greatest emotional character of this era right now. The greatest emotionally driven character. We're going to give Daniel Bryan his own era. There's a new era starting, and Sami Zayn runs that, right? For everybody that might just be confused by what I'm saying. So we know POE, pop over everything. What's the greatest way to get a pop in wrestling right now, Bang? Hug Sami Zayn. Roman Reigns did it.
He did.
Jey Uso did it.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you get. That's how you get that.
Okay.
So now when they come together on Raw and say they're going to challenge for the tag team championships in an effort to take down the Bloodline, now the people are invested more so because Sami's getting love. Sami is the greatest orphan in wrestling history. He's just walking around needing love from somebody. And as long as somebody is willing to love him until a match is over, all is well.
That's a great point. I didn't even think about it like that. Give Sami a hug, and everybody is like, yay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There needs to just be a montage of hugs and how the people react when Sami Zayn gets hugged. It's just got to be one.
There's no easy way out. Hugs.
Damn.
I get you. All right. I'll switch my thought process to a little bit. Okay. I agree with you to a little bit. But here's why I don't like the hug. I don't like the hug because this fucking shit has been too goddamn emotional. This
You got
whole
me there.
Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Uso storyline is just too overly emotional for me. You know what I was expecting when Sami Zayn and Jey Uso was in the ring with each other?
Go.
Just for them to fight.
Yeah, just get out that system.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, my original pick was the Sami Zayn versus Jey Uso feud has to happen before we even get to the tag team titles. So I'm with you.
Nail head. This feud has just been too overly emotional to me. It's been too I need therapy for me. Hear me out. Don't now, mind you, I believe that the Bloodline story is the greatest story in professional wrestling right now. But we are no longer in a Bloodline story to me. Because Roman Reigns is off dealing with Cody Rhodes.
Right.
That's Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Now, I see the tie-in of what they're trying to do. Cody Rhodes is trying to orchestrate the end of the Bloodline to chop at the tree to mess up Roman. He's using it through Kevin and Sami. But to me, this story is no longer about the Bloodline. Roman Reigns and Cody, to me, is about the Rhodes legacy versus Roman Reigns' legacy, not the Bloodline. It's Cody Rhodes' potential legacy versus Roman's legacy. And what Dusty saw in Roman and what he might not have saw in his son. Use the analogy that I used on some dude pod. Larissa Pippen fucked them NBA players while her son was in high school because she didn't believe in her son's talent.
Hey, wait. Oh, wait. Hold up. Nigga, what?
You heard me.
Oh my God, that is the greatest take in the world. Please tell me y'all spliced that out. I'm sharing that now. I'm sharing that now.
I had a chance to. I had a chance to. It'll be shared here though.
Oh my God, that's the greatest. That's the greatest take ever.
Larissa Pippen.
Oh my God.
Fuck Malik Beasley and all them niggas because she didn't believe in her son's talent. I stand on that. Now, y'all might be laughing, but also listening to the pod like, what does that got to do with Dusty Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes? Well, here's why, y'all. Dusty believed in his son, but he probably just didn't believe in his son to be great enough to be the WWE World Champion. So what did he do? He went to go fuck with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, all them young wrestlers that you see popping right now in the WWE right now. They went through Dusty first. Not Dusty's son, though. Dusty's son got married to a black woman, became Stardust, and left the company.
Oh, my bad. I'm messing up the show. My bad.
So Dusty Rhodes, he thought his son to be a good little wrestler. But what Roman Reigns is basically telling him is that your daddy believed in me more than he ever believed in you and your brother. You know why? Y'all couldn't even get over with me in your corner.
Damn, that happened. That really happened. It happened.
We gonna talk that real shit here on First Black Champ. Roman Reigns basically told Cody, bruh, you had to leave the company and do your little whirlwind tour just to get your notoriety. And you Dusty son. I'm Alpha and Sika's son. Alpha and Sika are legends. I come from that bloodline. And I didn't come into the WWE wearing no shoes. I had on boots. I didn't have coconuts on. I had on the vest. I came up in here not with my cousins, but with a white guy and a mixed guy. And I am a bigger star than you. And you had every advantage to the point where you was in a feud with us, with your daddy. And at that same time, your daddy believed in me more than he believed in you.
That's gotta hurt.
That's what Wrestlemania is about, y'all.
Mm.
WrestleMania is about Dusty believing in Roman Reigns more than he believed in his own son. This ain't about the bloodline. That's why if Roman Reigns wins, this is hurtful for Cody Rhodes. And to me, this is not a guarantee here, y'all. But this is what I would do. You very rarely see it at main events at WrestleMania. The one time it did happen, y'all ain't really agree with it. But to me, it has to be a double turn at WrestleMania night 2 or the night afterwards for Cody Rhodes. He has to turn heel if Roman Reigns is slated to win. Because again, this storyline ain't about the bloodline no more, Jack. This is about somebody believing in somebody more than they believed in their own son.
Mm-hmm.
And Cody is trying to win it for his daddy's legacy, a legacy of a man who didn't necessarily believe in me like he believed in Roman Reigns, like he believed in Drew McIntyre, like he believed in Seth Rollins, like he believed in all of these wrestlers that everybody Dusty swears by. But he didn't swear by me because I left the company and he trained y'all niggas while I was gone. Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Rhodes got to lose that match and snap.
Hey.
And go on a Dusty Kids World Tour.
Hey, listen. Thank you for extending what I wanted to see when they first called this match. Because I think on one of our episodes in February, I was like, yo, now Cody got to lose because we can't keep doing this. Especially not with the promos that Roman Reigns cutting. Like, no, you officially can't do this for your dad. Like, you can't. You killing his dream right now, actually, all puns intended. If you beat Roman Reigns, you killing his dream. Because the dream he had was Roman Reigns being on top. Not you.
Jadakiss at Versus right now.
Hey. You know what I'm saying?
You killing Dusty's dream by beating Roman Reigns. So man, Donnie said, so Bang, you saying the remaining whole force? Yep.
Yeah, hey, no sympathy.
No sympathy, Jack. I'm telling you. Or Brandy got to do it. Brandy got a Nancy Kerrigan or Tonya, Tonya Harding a bitch.
Yeah.
She gonna have to judge Tonya Harding a bitch. Motherfuckers like, hey, what the fuck going on? Why Charlie down? Why? Why is Bailey down? Why? Because Brandy didn't even get that love from her damn father-in-law that they got. Telling y'all, look, we know what wrestling is. I just go a little bit deeper and make it make sense for y'all. Listen to that promo again.
Yeah.
Listen to Roman Reigns again. If I'm the writers That's why I'm taking it the way that I'm taking it. Because Roman Reigns basically told Cody, your daddy believed in me more than he believed in you.
Mm-hmm.
And look what you had to do just to get to this point. He wasn't wrong. But don't worry about it, because I'm going to make you a star. You officially on the Isle of Relevancy, Jack. You on the biggest stage of them all with the man that your daddy said is a star. That will be the star. I am the man who fulfilled your daddy's legacy. It's me, Jack.
Let's talk.
Not you or not your brother. Your brother came back to the WWE, put on a gold onesie, and started acting androgynous.
Yeah.
I said the last part of that word wrong. But y'all know what I meant. I put a T at the end of it by accident.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay.
Androgynous, you know.
No,
but
very alternative.
Right. You came up and then Roman and Ray Ramon didn't even want to work with you. Because as Kemp would say, this was slur.
You know?
You came in off my back, got fucking beat up by Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
You were still a little bit green. Then you joined Randy Orton. Then you started doing your shit on your own. It was working. It was lit. All the while, I'm training people over here. And I know, hey, I love my son, fam. I love my son. But he ain't you, Roman. He ain't you. You got it, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. You couldn't even sell it. It'll always be there with you, baby. He said that same shit to Seth Rollins. Who did Cody Rhodes feud with when he first got in this bitch?
Seth freaking Rollins.
Who did he beat in all those matches?
Seth freaking Rollins.
I wonder why. Telling y'all, this is deeper. They can make this shit go deeper than rap if they want to. Cody Rhodes is out here trying to get back for everything they did to the Cold Crush. And if Cody loses, he doesn't fulfill the legacy that he feels like he got to fulfill for his daddy. But Roman Reigns is going to look at him and be like, yeah, bro, you don't have to do that. I don't even know why you're going through all these promos and why we talking and all this stuff. You're talking all slow with the big words and showing a picture of your daddy with the WWF championship that he thought he beat. What's his name? What's my man's name? Superstar Billy Graham.
Oh shit! Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I kind of zoned out for him.
Nah, I feel you. But yeah, nah. You come back here the day after WrestleMania. You show your daddy with the WWF Championship. He had a match with Superstar Billy Graham. It was a time limit draw, but he thought he won the match. This is the only time your daddy held that belt. He went on to become champion, a multiple-time NWA champion, but that's the belt that your daddy wanted, and he felt like it was taken away from him. You want that belt. But Roman looking at your ass like, bruh, you didn't even have the belt of the company you founded. What world championships did you held? But did you hold the New Japan Pro World Championship? I don't know. I don't care. You've never been on this position in a smaller level. Or you won an NWA championship. It ain't the same company that your daddy won it for.
That's true.
And it still ain't the WWE, Jack. So what are we talking about, Cody? I am the prophecy of the American dream, Dusty Rhodes, baby. You ain't. And that's why. That's how I would turn this match. I'm the prophecy fulfilled. You ain't. You are Scottie Pippen Jr.
I mean, you doing that crying, your daddy don't be believing you.
Right.
like dang, bro.
And yeah, man, Larissa Pippen wouldn't have been having sex with Malik Beasley and all these people. She didn't believe in her son because her son will be giving her money. I ain't got to fuck these NBA players, fam. My son got me.
That's wild. Hey, but the wildest part of all of this is that his dad is Scottie Pippen. People think Scottie Pippen might be the greatest small forward of all time. He's at least in a lot of people's, he's at least in the majority of top fives. So the fact that she did that anyway. Yo, Kenya Martin's son is in the NBA.
Right. And Scottie Pippen, right. And Scottie Pippen's son is a member of the Lakers organization.
Yeah, he is.
She didn't believe he was going to get there.
She was like, just in case. Just in case.
Not even just in case.
Maybe just in case.
No, Camp. She didn't believe in that man's talent day one. High school.
Oh.
High school, fam.
Also, she laid the groundwork just in case.
Fam, it wasn't no just. She didn't think her son would ever get here, fam.
See.
She did not believe in her son's talent.
But you know what you're doing right here.
What's up?
You
know Malik Beasley plays on the Lakers now.
No. And what I was gonna say on top of that is, not too long ago, Austin Rivers came out and was like, "Yo, y'all manufacturing these mixtapes and these AAU videos."
Yep.
I was really nice. He's like, "Y'all parents just paid for y'all videos and for camera crews to show up. It ain't got the same feel no more."
Mm-hmm.
And this is the alternative.
This is what you get when you manufacture those highlight tapes.
Oh my God.
This is what you get right here. You got a mama who was like, "Man, I just had to pay a whole bunch of money to this company to make my son ain't gonna never make. He gonna get a scholarship just because he's Scottie Pippen's son."
Oh my gosh.
But she was like, "Man, this dude gonna have to get a regular job. He's gonna have to like work at some firm. He's gonna have to use his degree."
Oh man.
And what Scottie did was like, "Oh no, she out here fucking like this, son. You got it. And your name is your junior. Nah, another Scottie Pippen gonna end up in the NBA." And now she can't get out of it. She can't get out of the spin cycle, fam. She's fucking Marcus Jordan, fam. Talking about if we get married, I'm gonna change my last name to Jordan. What if she hyphenate her shit? Miriam, you thought about that?
Pippen and
what
Jordan.
If Larissa Pippen? I'm gonna see. My wife is right here. I'm just gonna look at
tandem.
My wife is right here. I'm gonna look at my wife's face when I say this. So Larissa Pippen, Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, said that that they was fucking 4 times a night in their whole year, all their years of marriage. They was fucking 4 times a night. Yeah, she said Scottie was doing it 4 times a night. But then also in the same interview, she said that if she does get married to Marcus Jordan, she's going to change her last name from Pippen to Jordan. You should see my wife's face right now. My wife was like, "Ooh." Like, what if she even decides to hyphenate her shit? She tried to say, "Yo, my name is Larissa Pippen Jordan."
Hey, it just proves that Pippen and Jordan is still the greatest tandem in sports history. That's all it proved to me. hey, look, Pippen and Jordan told you the greatest. Hey, look, and her father-in-law about to cash out for over $1 billion. He getting some of that too.
Hey, man.
You thought the double nickel he put up in the Garden was special.
And then Scottie Pippen Jr. got to look around and see that this marks Marcus Jordan, my stepfather. Michael Jordan, my step granddaddy.
Like, hey, talk about winning off the court. Hey, there you go. And there you have it, all of you naysayers and haters of the Jordan kids wondering why they never made it to the league. Sometimes you don't got to make it to the league to be in the league and play the game. You dig what I'm saying?
Hey, man.
Like, hey, you know what? My jumper ain't shit. But fucking Scottie Pippen wife. How about that?
Right.
But I'm fucking his ex-wife.
Telling you, man. That's messed up, man. She ain't believing that son. She ain't believing her son at all, fam. That's fucked up.
Oh, this is incredible.
But hey, Dusty Rhodes, man, he ain't believing Cody. That's what Roman Reigns gonna tell him on hey, look, I will not be surprised. The last SmackDown, which is next Friday. Next Friday should be the last, or unless they try to do that shit again, where they have a match on SmackDown to say this is WrestleMania Friday.
Yeah.
But please don't do that shit, WWE. But if you do it, Roman Reigns gonna go on that Friday and say his own daddy didn't believe he would be where he at right now, fam. I'm his daddy's dream. I'm him. I'm his daddy's dream. His daddy said that I would be a future multi-time world champion. He said that Cody would be a good hand.
Damn it.
That's look, man. That's just me. That's how I go, man. But we move on. Let's move on to the other matches at WrestleMania. You know, you're starting to see the card fill out. A couple of matches. It was one in particular that when I was watching SmackDown, I was like, oh, what is this? So apparently it's a women's and men's WrestleMania showcase match.
Yeah.
Showcase matches.
That sounds like a waste of 30 total minutes.
That sounds like Tito Santana versus the Executioner, fam. At
Believe
WrestleMania
it. Hey, super facts.
Well, yo, we just putting some matches down, but it's going to be 2 fatal 4-way tag team matches.
Yeah.
I got a prediction. I'm not gonna use my guarantee on this, but I got a prediction. But first, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, won their way. They won their way into this fatal 4-way. So I'm interested to see how this looks for the women. But for the men's, I think this is when the Street Profits break up.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you said that. I just want to say this real quick. Austin Theory has become that guy that's going to cut the promo that Vince that Vince controls the contracts. Like, just in case we thought it was over for the whole Vince Austin Theory thing, I think it kicked back up on Monday with the promo against the Street Profits. When he was like, when he pointed out that y'all ain't got a WrestleMania match, and y'all may not even be here after it. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, guys.
I'm glad you said it.
Right.
Because when I'm watching SmackDown and they say, oh, it's a showcase match, fatal 4-way tag team, I was like, well, the Street Profits got to be in this match. It's like the Street Profits, probably Damian Priest. Yeah. Well, no, not even Damian Priest, because he's gonna be an odd man out here. He's the odd man WrestleMania because Dom and Ray gonna have a match, and Edge is gonna wrestle Finn in the Hell in a Cell. So Damian is the odd man out unless they just go get another member of the Judgment Day.
That's true.
So it looks like they're not gonna have a battle royal here. So let's say this. Just throwing tag teams out there other than the Street Profits. Street Profits, the Brawling Brutes.
Yeah.
Let's say Eric and Ivar.
Yeah. Viking Raiders definitely gonna be in it.
And let's go.
I was gonna say, look, spoiler alert, the other team was the New Day, but Kofi's out. So.
Right. I don't think I saw some rumblings that there may be a miraculous Big E return, yada yada yada. I'm not gonna. I would love it.
Yeah, for sure.
But for shits and giggles, let's go for shits and giggles because we don't know who's there. Let's say, for instance, Big E and Xavier Woods are that 4th tag team.
Okay.
Because you put him up in the tag team match where he ain't got to do a lot of work too.
Right. That's
he just get a hot tag and throw some people around and pin.
You know what I'm saying?
Then you have two tag teams just looking at each other because they just got pinned.
Mm-hmm.
And either that night or tomorrow, Montez Ford or Angelo Dawkins is turning on. So my prediction, I'm not going to put it into a guarantee yet because I got another guarantee that I'm going to use for my WrestleMania shit. But my prediction is that the Street Profits will break up the day after WrestleMania because this match, this fatal four-way tag match, is the final straw. Because they ain't been winning, Jack.
No,
Angelo lost.
Yeah. And another great effort.
Yes. And if Montez wrestles him on Monday and he loses too, I'm going to change it to another guarantee. I'm going to change it to a guarantee. Okay. But that's my prediction. But let's go with those matches. Like, I mean, basically, we're just wasting time here.
Yeah. Because even though Liv and Raquel won, listen, I think this is giving Ronda and Shayna Baszler something to do at WrestleMania because they ain't got nothing cracking that I remember anyway. So I see them winning the women's joint. And then
because I can't even think of three. I'm not saying this to be wrong. I'm just saying for this position right here, who is going, like, you got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Yes, so on Raw, like since Damage Control is all in the match with each other, like who else we getting in these women's tag team matches?
Yeah. I mean that is they put so many teams together. The only thing again, Raquel and Liv,
not Doudrop, excuse me, Piper Niven and Nikki Cross. Are they gonna get back together for one night only?
You know, it could be that. I mean, or maybe this is where one or two maybe NXT people debut or teams debut. But I got that going Ronda and Shayna. Because that's their thing, right? Hey, we beat up all the girls in the locker room. So why not beat up all the girls in a match finally? You know what I'm saying? Stop making it the WWE exclusive attack. We're going to get an actual 15-minute match to do that, to beat up everybody. So,
but yeah, this is I mean, we got to figure something else out.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We got to figure something else out other than this WrestleMania showcase. Matter of fact, put this shit up on Friday.
Yeah, I was gonna say this could be on SmackDown.
Yeah, put that. I would rather get the Battle Royals back.
Yeah.
But go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but no Street Profits. I'm glad you said the same thing I did. I mean that I thought, because Austin Theory is telling a lot, and it's making me think of an interesting guarantee that's involved in the next draft that's going to be coming up.
Okay. So let's move on a little bit. We have announced Edge versus Finn Balor in a Hell in a Cell match. Damage Control versus Lita, Becky, and Trish. Word on the street is that Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch will have a program at SummerSlam too.
So they definitely about to lose, and then someone will get hurt.
Yeah, we'll
come back. Okay,
we got Austin Theory versus John Cena, Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus in the triple threat match. Brock Lesnar versus Omos, Bianca Belair versus Asuka, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, and the matches that have been announced for days 1 or 2 are only Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul. That'll be night 1. Yeah. And the Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, of course, that is night 2. So moving away from the championship match, of course, night 2, main event for the whole damn thing. What match are you looking forward to that has already been signed?
Well, shoot. I mean, hey, look, if I'm keeping it real, that's all you need. We could make WrestleMania one night this week. I don't want to see nobody else other than what we just talked about. I don't know about y'all, but hey, look, if we can wrap this up on just Sunday, that's cool. Or Saturday, pick a day. I don't care. I'm gonna be in Montego Bay for both of them. It don't even matter to me.
We don't need anything else.
We don't need nothing else. Anything else is literally filler. It's track 9 on a Nori joint. It's, you know what I mean? It's just like, yo, we don't need this. And we love Nori, but come on. You know what I mean? Like, you made 17 track albums, bro. We need like 14. But you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, it's like, yo, come on, man. Why do we need that? Was enough star power for me. That was every belt on the line that we care about. That was all the rivalries that we know. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, we didn't say Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but we know it's gonna happen. And boom, that's okay. Boom, one more edition. That's the only matches we need at WrestleMania.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? Hey, Aubrey just said it. Rey versus Dom, right? I get it.
That ain't been announced.
Right. I get it, but I said this on Twitter. Even though I want to see Rhea versus Charlotte in 2023, the only match I want to see Dominic Mysterio in is the one against Charlotte Flair. Because that's life. The Ultimo Karen, Charlotte Flair, going up against this spoiled fake tough kid and Dominic Mysterio. I always want to see spoiled kids get their ass whooped, and it'd be funny when white girls fight.
And I ain't even gonna like that, fam. I'm not even gonna front. I was not and am not a fan of them using the spoiled kid gimmick on this match. I'm not. Like it even felt weird when Rey Mysterio was on SmackDown talking about some, you know, you got used to the Rollies, the Gucci, the Prada. And I'm like
what, bro?
What? I mean, I get it, but for real? Like, this is where we going? No, I'm going to stand on this. The only, like, just to move it to that match. First of all, the only match that I really give a damn about right now so far is Gunther, Drew McIntyre, and Sheamus. I cannot wait for that match.
Okay.
That match is really just going to be big, meaty men bumping meat. And it's going to be a lot of, like, that match is going to be match of the year. I stand on that. With Seth Rollins and Logan Paul a close second. Because if Logan Paul showed us anything against the Roman Reigns match, if he could do that with Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins can have a great match with this microphone that I'm talking to right now, I can't wait for that match. But as far as action goes, Gunther, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre is going to be a match unlike we've seen at WrestleMania.
I'm digging.
Like if you like Triple H versus Undertaker Part 1, the one that they tried to make us forget never happened, when all that they did was beat each other ass around the ring, well, shit. Right. I cannot wait to whatever night that match goes. With that being said, the only reason for me to care about Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio if it's a mask versus hair match. And Rey's career is on the line. That's the only way I care about that match. Especially when you're putting him in the Hall of Fame and he's still semi-active. Nah. If you want Bang to care about Rey versus Dom, when we've been teasing this for damn near a year, if you want me to care about Rey versus Dom, Dom has to do something to Rey so bad that he says, I'm putting my mask and my career on the line against you. And when I beat you, I got to cut your hair. And the reason why is because historically, this has been some of the biggest and greatest matches in Lucha Libre history when somebody put their mask on the line against somebody's hair, and being that Rey Mysterio is being inducted into the Hall of Fame that weekend, he has to put his career on the line. So then if Dom does beat him, this is a true emotional moment that we see Rey Mysterio's career ends by his son. If Rey beats Dom, it's just a spoiled kid getting his ass beat. And that's it. So whether it happens this Monday, this Friday, next week at the Hall of Fame, I don't care when it happens, but the minute Rey Mysterio says my mask and my career are on the line against you. And if you lose, we shaving your head. It takes me back to me being a 13-year-old kid watching Lucha Libre and seeing those matches happen and how emotionally invested that community was in that match. You bring that shit to LA at WrestleMania, that makes me care about that match.
You know, I dig it. I mean, hey, look, that's what they should do since both of them are poorly using, misusing, and disregarding that there was a ladder match for custody of Dom like 15 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. And that would have been the more compelling story. Like, I would have loved to have Dom cut a promo that says, man, I really was hoping Eddie won that match, but I was too young to interfere the right way. Like, this is, if we're going to tell long form storytelling, then really talk about that match and where the resentment starts from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I got bullied because both of you are fighting on TV about for custody of me. So I got called an orphan. I got called a vagrant. You know what I mean? Like, like all these different things. They're not channeling this correctly for me. That's why I don't care. And that's why for real, Dom versus Charlotte is still the match we don't think we want, but we really need it though. I'm going to stand by that.
Man, look, put that mask up on the line, G. Like, because here's the other thing. These matches kind of getting a little bit too overly emotional for me anyway. Because you got how emotional the Usos versus Owens and Zayn is going to be.
Yeah.
But there's no stipulation. It's just a title match.
Right.
Like, you really want to make a motherfucker care about that match, y'all, WWE? Imagine somebody going into this match and being like, yo, Rey might lose his mask if Damian Priest come up in there. Because remember, he's the only person without a match.
Yeah.
He's the only person in Judgment Day without a match. So he coming down the ring with somebody.
Yeah. That's wild in itself.
It's wild in itself, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Damian Priest is the only person in there in Judgment Day without a match. Without a match. So if Damian Priest does not have a match, he's coming down the ring with somebody and he's helping somebody. I would rather it be him helping Dominic Mysterio end the career of Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio has to put that mask in the middle of the ring and show his face on WWE TV. And that's the last we see of Rey Mysterio in the WWE as a full-time competitor.
Yeah, I guess you.
Other than that, I don't give a damn about them making this a spoiled rich kid versus his daddy match.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that there's a better wrestling angle to use. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and yes, Aubrey, we know he did the mention, but mention versus the actual storyline playing out. Like, yeah, they can go back to the clip of the matches happening on all the promos, like everything, and you get Eddie over again to this new audience. Like, there's a craftier, clever, more detailed way to tell that story versus just that half a bar that he gave him on Raw that night.
Yeah, just go on YouTube and Google a mask versus hair match and look how everybody be up in there damn near crying when the person got to take off his mask or get his hair cut. Shit, go look at Eddie Guerrero and Art Barr when they had to get their hair cut in their and they match. They mask versus hair match. At When Worlds Collide in 1995 or 1994, the pay-per-view I'm always telling y'all niggas go watch.
Right. Fact.
I always tell y'all, go watch When Worlds Collide, the pay-per-view that WCW produced. Eddie Guerrero and Art Barr went against Octagon, and I forgot who the other person was that quick, but it was a mask versus hair match. Eddie Guerrero and Art Barr lost. They had to cut their hair. Look at the reaction of that crowd. Look at the reaction of Eddie Guerrero and Art Barr when they had to cut each other's hair. That's your WrestleMania match, y'all. That's Dom versus Rey. Mask versus hair. And if you want Rey to win as his final bow and all that shit, that's cool too. But we trying to get Dom over. Dom got to beat his daddy. Dom got to take that mask.
Yeah.
That's just me though.
No, Ray beating Dom does nothing for nobody.
Does nothing, not a goddamn thing. Is there a match other than? I know this is an easy question, but I'm gonna throw this oop up here. Other than the WrestleMania showcase matches, is there a match that they can leave on the cutting room floor at WrestleMania?
Well, we talked about it, and it's possibly going to happen anyway. But Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley. You know what I mean?
No, Cam, stop bullshitting with your life, man. Goddamn well, we ain't trying to see goddamn Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
Well, I mean, again, we talked about that too. I mean, hey, look,
that match signed. That match signed.
I know, but I'm just saying. We talked about that. We talked about not wanting to see that too. Again, hey.
If the WWE was smart, Camp.
Yeah.
Because, reportedly, allegedly, Bray Wyatt is hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Reportedly, allegedly. I think some podcast that has two black guys on it talking wrestling might have something to do with the confidence value of this match. But that's just me talking.
Yeah.
But hey, if the WWE was smart, if they were smart, they would say, Omos, Bobby Lashley's going to beat your ass this Monday. And he's going to say, look, if I can't get no match with Bray, then Brock, we back at it. This is the final time.
Right.
We're doing it in an octagon style match or something. But it has to be a last man standing match or whatever match.
Mm-hmm.
But Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley needs to be on WrestleMania on the first or the second. Ain't nobody trying to see Omos versus Brock Lesnar. Ain't nobody trying to see that big ass man get F5 for photo steals. Like, y'all know the only reason why that match is signed is for B-roll.
Yeah, facts.
That's the only reason.
WrestleMania, the largest sports extravaganza.
That's it. If there was ever a match that was only meant for B-roll footage, it is Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
Yeah,
that's it.
And Brock Lesnar is always going to be in the WrestleMania montage because remember, hey, they did they used the failed shooting star press so many times. Like, hey, look, they used Brock in a botch move. So imagine what they're going to do when he really nails something.
Right. No, but now it's like, all right, we ain't really got to do this. We can just have these two go back and forth and fight. Yeah. If you have night one, if night one is the Intercontinental Championship match, and we know how that match gonna go, night two needs to be Brock versus Bobby. Bray Wyatt don't feel good. He don't feel like shit working. All right, cool. Go be a Marvel character.
Yeah.
But we need Bobby versus Brock.
At WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania.
For sure. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Like I said, the card is set as far as I'm concerned.
Like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, possibly 12 matches.
Yeah. So I'm actually cool with the 6 and 6. So maybe still need 2 nights.
No, we can get this over with. Fam,
I mean, but
we get this. No, we get this over with one night, fam. We've sat through tournaments. Like we sat through tournaments. Yeah, we sat through. We sat through WrestleMania 7. Where
barely. we definitely went outside to play until we thought the match until we thought the right match.
Hey, yo, Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter on? Not yet. Hey, man, shit, we about to finish open.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Man, y'all ain't coming out. Shit, goddamn, we got 14 matches, man.
Yeah.
You see, it took 2 days to do the WWF WrestleMania Control Center, fam. Gene Oakland was on that twice.
Right.
Talking about this shit. He did 7 and 7. But how do you mean at the end of the day, how you feeling about this WrestleMania, fam? Do you think with what we're looking at right now, we see where do you see this WrestleMania ranking? Like do we feel like this is gonna be upper echelon WrestleMania? Is this gonna be like WrestleMania 11?
Mm-hmm. You know what? For me, I think this is a WrestleMania where you're gonna have to watch it to see how dope it is. To put it in perspective, you know, a WrestleMania that I was low key hating on until I watched it for the first time. WrestleMania 2000.
Oh, I loved WrestleMania 2000.
I do too, but at that time, think of what we're coming out of and what we're going into. So many new names, so many different type of matches, new faces. I was like, man, do I really want to watch all these new MFs? Like, do I really care? Like, is this really it? But then you watch it and you're like, oh, this one was fire. Like, it started off on fire. I'm like, okay. And I think this card feels a lot like that. You know, will there be an Edge, Hardy Boys, you know, type of moment, Dudley Boys type of moment? I don't know. But this is the kind of WrestleMania where somebody's going to have to make themselves a bigger star because we know who's on the marquee board. We know who everybody came to see. So now what are you going to do to be like, yo, I was there too, though, fam?
All right. So now I got a question for you then.
Okay.
Who is that guy? Who you feel is the guy that's going to take the reins and make this WrestleMania night his? That's a better question then.
Yeah. You know, and this might be low-hanging fruit because we've talked about it too much, but I think the night Logan Paul is on, that happens for him. And based on what we have, even, you know what? Hey, you know what? No, I'm going to give him some credit. Because John Cena's promo was right. Austin Theory has to be the other guy. He has to be the other guy. No matter how you feel about his character in general, everything that happened in that John Cena promo was a lot about what happened in that Roman Reigns promo before the Tribal Chief came. And so y'all might be confused with the forest and the trees and all that, but I see the play. John Cena's now the guy that be like, hey, look, man, corporate told me to tell you this, but I'm going to wait and save it for the ring. Again, hey, and if we want Austin Theory to be the next John Cena, what he's telling the Street Profits is the B team version of what John Cena told him on the night before or after, I forget. But Austin Theory has to get it done because here we are talking about WrestleMania and we're giving more talk time to people without titles than we are about the guy who is, hey, the Raw heavyweight champion of the world right now, Austin Theory. We gave more time to the Street Profits potentially breaking up and how than we did the fact that he is going to wrestle John Cena at WrestleMania. And I don't care what John Cena, because John Cena is still in great shape. And even if the match is 7 minutes, it's going to be a great 7 minutes of John Cena, and we still don't care. Everything John Cena said was true. Austin Theory needs an edge at WrestleMania 2000 moment, or it might be curtains for him too. Because they ain't going to give him too many more opportunities to parade around in the belt with a belt while Sami Zayn is crying and getting hugged and getting over every single night in every single city. It's not going to keep happening.
Hey, you talking that shit right now?
Hey. Like, hey, it needs to be him. It needs to, like, I think Logan Paul, I think we're over the shock factor of Logan Paul. So now he's just going to get busy. But Austin Theory needs to get busy. Because he ain't the 10th person any of us want to see on WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Finn Balor. I think I think that Finn, this has to be Finn's night. I think Finn has been slowly picking up steam.
Yeah.
Like slowly picking up steam because For a bit, he was dead in the water. But I think he's slowly picking up steam. And I think it will end with it's not about will he win or lose the match with Edge. I think he has to have a stellar performance.
Yeah.
He has to show why everybody loved him when he came to NXT, what he did while he was in NXT, and him, even though he got hurt in the match, him winning the first Universal Heavyweight Championship. He has to show that. And I think that there's no better way of showing it, not only at WrestleMania, but in a match like Hell in a Cell, which does not happen often at WrestleMania. But when it does happen, it is always a major moment. I don't foresee him doing a Shane McMahon and jumping neither one of them going to do that. But there's no better wrestler to have that match with than Edge. In this situation. Sure. So my pick is Finn Balor because he has to have it. I think this is, and even if he comes out as the Demon, that makes it even better.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's make or break time for Finn Balor. And technically through Finn Balor, it's make or break time for Judgment Day too. Because I do see Rhea Ripley beating Charlotte Flair in this one. I don't think they're gonna back to back it in this case. They didn't do anything to make me care about the match, with the whole let's have another melee with Charlotte Flair again. Nah, they could have stopped with the talking and then walked off and then boom, and I would have been more excited. But the melee shit, it was like, all right, fam, y'all did this with Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch, fam, and Charlotte Flair. You ain't got to do this. No, but I do think that Ronda Rousey's going to win that match. Let's say, for instance, if Dom retires his daddy, he got that on his belt. Finn can't lose. Finn is the one out of everybody, to me, that cannot lose his match.
Yeah.
Because I think Rhea could lose and still be straight. Dom could lose against his daddy as his daddy. Finn can't lose.
Yeah, no, you're right. And not for nothing, based on the promo that Rhea cut, she basically like, hey, yo, I want to fight you because you ain't scared of me. Which that's a wild stat too. So she can lose. She can be like, okay, look, I fought somebody that wasn't scared of me and I lost, but it's whatever. Y'all still scared of me though. I can come back to Raw and it's whatever.
Bingo.
So now I get it. No, Finn Balor, no, you're right. Finn Balor does have to win because how is he the leader of Judgment Day if he loses and Damian Priest doesn't have a match?
Bingo. So guarantees.
Man, guarantees. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna softball this one. It's kind of a remix because of what we talked about earlier with the Street Profits. But my guarantee is Street Profits lose this showcase match. And not that I know the date of the WWE draft, but I think that Montez Ford, by some way, shape, or form, either gets drafted or asks Adam Pearce to move him to SmackDown to get away from Angelo Dawkins. I do believe that they are going to break up, but I think they're going to do a non-traditional breakup. I don't think they're going to have their barbershop moment. I don't think they're going to have their Mids gets drafted and Morrison is left hanging. I don't think any of that is going to happen. I just think that they are going to separate because Angelo Dawkins is on the roll performance-wise. And although he's on the roll, we can't take away what Montez Ford did at the Elimination Chamber. And respectfully to both of these brothers, them wrestling each other right now doesn't help either one of them, because all it's going to prove is that one can beat the other, but both of y'all can't beat nobody.
Right.
So with that being said, we don't need the Street Profits cash out. You dig what I'm saying? We don't even need it because they ain't beat nobody. Like, at least when other tag teams broke up, like Sean could blame Marty for getting pinned all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have that here because they both losing and they both don't understand what's going on and they upset. So I think that maybe Montez Ford takes the coward way out and just leaves his homie. He ghosts his homie. He don't break up with him. He ghosts him, but show up on SmackDown and start getting wins and getting success. He's going to take out like Madcap Moss, you know what I'm saying? Somebody like that. And then keep it moving in that direction while Angelo Dawkins kind of just like maybe his story is trying to figure out where we went wrong. What's up? You ain't hit me, bro. Like, we could have talked about this. What you mean? What's happening? And then that's that. As you can see, I'm doing all I can to keep them both in the company.
Yeah. I mean, if you go on the history of what like the legacy that the New Day set, I could see that happening. I could see them being like walking in the lane of them by saying that, like, yo, if we do break up, we not fighting each other to break up. However, no, they breaking up, man. They somebody gonna attack somebody. But here's why, though. See, and this is how I end today for me. This is why I think the New Day, while the greatest faction in all of those things. Oh, goddamn, he's 65 on 2K. That's fucked up. I'm about to place 2K now in a second. But with that being said, G, like, my thing is that I think we could have got an incredible set of matches from Big E versus Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
I think we take that brothers fighting shit a little bit too literal and wrestling, fans. But I do believe that we could have had a great set of matches between Big E and Kofi. I say that to say this. Boy, both of them boys improved over there. This ain't Stevie Ray versus Booker T, Jack.
No.
Both Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, in my opinion, have a great set of matches that get both of them over in big ways. They've both improved massively in the ring. And their styles contrast each other.
Yeah.
To the point where I think if, let's say, for instance, Angelo Dawkins were to kick Montez Ford in the jaw, and he's the one who becomes the heel, I do believe at WrestleMania Backlash, you'll see them two in a match, and that shit would be dope. Or just throwing out a caveat here, because it has happened before where a wrestler turned on his tag team partner and matches were teased, and it just never got behind a one-on-one.
Yeah, like Heavy Machinery?
No, not even that. Strike Force never.
Yeah, that's true.
We never got to see Tito Santana versus Rick the Model Martel.
Yeah, that's true. Like they broke up, but it was like, they're not gonna do nothing.
Right.
Hey, on the Big E Kofi thing, I think you're right. And obviously, you know me from Clubhouse and how I felt about Angelo Dawkins. So that doesn't need to be explained except for the new people that might be hearing this for the first time. The difference, I think, between Big E and Kofi versus Angelo versus Montez is that you could obviously Kofi Mania, people love Kofi singular, right? But I think everybody loved the New Day because of Big E. So you have two contrasting superstars that are going at it versus, Tez and Doc, who I think they're just equally liked. Now, I am with you, though. If we're going to do a turn, we're going to do a feud, we're going to do matches, I do believe Angelo Dawkins has to be the one to turn on Montez Ford.
Right.
Because Montez Ford has already been stamped as having it, and they just waiting for it to go over. I believe this is the perfect opportunity to build himself as the face that they want him to be. Now, he got to stop DX chopping like he back in junior high.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, doing that after every joint, it's like, yo, okay, now you reminded me of being 13 in gym class. Like, you got to stop.
Like, slow down.
You know what I'm saying? But for Angelo Dawkins to be like, to attack him and be like, yo, I'm sick of all of y'all talking about Montez. Like, I ain't him. Like I ain't that deal. Like, I can't survive out here. So now I got to show y'all what time it really is out here. And I'm going to start by beating his ass. And then whoever else wants some, come get some. Because he can beat Omos too. You know what I'm saying? We got limited to Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley and whoever else that was that beat him that day. But like, yo, there's a string of people that Montez Ford can beat. Angelo Dawkins can beat. And they need to do that. But what better way to start it from having him beating up Montez Ford and then making him run off to SmackDown because he don't want no parts of that. Mm-hmm. I would love that as well. If they're not going to do the matches.
Well, look, man, next week, before we are out of town and celebrating kids' birthdays, we'll have the Wrestlemania predictions. Hopefully, the majority of the matches are already taken care of. But hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we'll see what happens with Bobby Lashley. Is he going to be the odd man out, or is they going to be like, you know, Bray's coming, or they're going to be like, oh, we don't need Omos in this match, so let's go ahead. And if Rey and Dom are going to actually go ahead and wrestle during the weekend, and how does that match look, man? So other than that, man, hey, I stand on my thing about Larissa Pippen, fam. She didn't believe in her son's talent, so she was fucking people in his field.
And he rated 65 on 2K.
Yeah, damn.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
That is wild.
That means when his contract goes out, when you do the seasons, he don't get re-signed. Larissa thought she did right. She didn't. She didn't believe in her son's talent.
Dang it, man. Don't let Lonnie Walker the fourth hit your moms, bro. Don't let him do it.
Hey, as long as Marcus do what he got to do.
Hey, man, listen, we appreciate y'all checking out the show this week.
Hey, man,
we sorry for keeping y'all waiting with this kind of content. I had a great time on this show this week. Yeah. This was funny. I heard the greatest sports take ever on this show. Wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And we appreciate y'all hopping into the live, the likes, comments, shares, the questions on the Facebook page or Twitter. My bad, I don't be checking as much as I used to, or Instagram. But listen, we could obviously do the show without y'all, but you being a part of the journey makes it that much greater. So remember, if you ever want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. Pick VPB. We are out. Fuck you, Johnny Wrestling. That's why you got your ass whipped at your house.
In front of your wife and kid.
Yeah.